Hello everyone. Today I'm going to present our project on ocean acidification and its impacts on people of low-income coastal communities. Our focus is on how the global issue affects real people's lives, especially those who depend on the ocean every day. We started with the first stage of design thinking, emphasize. To truly understand the problem, we created realistic persona, someone directly affected by ocean acidification. This is our persona, Maken. He is a 60 years old fisherman. He has spent his entire life living by the sea, just like his father and grandfather before him. His clothing is simple and practical, and his expression shows worry and tiredness. In the background, you can see a polluted shoreline and an old wooden boat. Maken represents many real people in low income fishing communities who are struggling because the ocean is changing. To understand Maken's experience, we conducted a mock interview. We asked him questions about his daily life, his worries, and how ocean acidification has changed everything for him. This helped us see the problem from his point of view, not just from scientific data. Here are some of key questions we asked Maken. What problems does he talk about regarding the ocean? What worries him the most? How does ocean pollution and acidification make him feel emotionally? How has his daily life changed because of ocean acidification? What is his biggest fear? And finally, what does he hope will happen in the future? These questions helped us dig deeper in his real struggles, fears, and aspirations, which we will talk about in the next slides. Thank you.
And this is what Maken had to say about the questions that we asked him. He says the fish catches are decreasing, the income is no longer enough, and he's worried about the future of his children and grandchildren. This shows that the declining population of fish is threatening his family's income and food security. Now, secondly, he says he's constantly concerned about his family's future. The government isn't doing enough for his family and the community as a whole, and traditional fishing life and this culture might just disappear altogether. Thirdly, he says he feels stressed, hopeless, and emotionally exhausted watching the decline of the ocean being so drastic. He feels powerless watching the ocean decline, and anxiety about poverty and food insecurity increases day by day. Thirdly, he says he keeps fishing despite these challenges that he faces, and he keeps putting in the hard work and dedication all that he can. He tries to make the most of the resources that he has, but despite that, it's turning into a very, very challenging task. Uh, Fourthly, he says he fears constantly that the fish may disappear completely. He says that he's unable to support his family to the extent that he wishes he could, and that poverty could be right around the corner. That sustainability, just being able to sustain themselves, is immensely difficult right now. He fears that future generations might not be able to rely on the ocean at all for their livelihoods. And lastly, he hopes that the oceans become cleaner, healthier, and hopes for more support from governments and the higher ups so that the future generations are allowed to rely on the ocean like they had and their ancestors before them. He hopes for healthier and stronger oceans so that coastal communities can sustain themselves perfectly. And onto the entire interview, he goes to say, his name is Maken and he's a 60-year-old fisherman. I've spent my entire life depending on the ocean because fishing is the only way my family survives. This goes to show how old of a craft it is, and that it's not just Maken, it's an entire community and a multitude of people that rely on the ocean for their livelihoods and their careers, actually. That's their career. Now, this goes to show the extent to which ocean acidification is affecting them. The entire communities are being wiped out and entire cultures are being lost. His experience shows how pollution and ocean acidification have damaged marine ecosystems over time. He now works harder and earns less because of the population decline of fish. This makes it difficult for him to provide food for his family and financially support his entire family. Watching the oceans deteriorate causes Watching the oceans deteriorate causes sadness and emotional exhaustion within him. It stresses him out because he cannot provide and contribute to his community as much as he would like to. His He feels that poor fishing communities can suffer the consequences of problems they did not create, and that future generations will lose both their livelihoods and connection to the sea. Despite these, he stays hopeful and hopes that we can overcome these challenges and protect vulnerable communities and stop this from ever growing too much. Thank you.
As we can see from the story, ocean acidification is a serious problem for both nature and people. The story is about a fisherman named Maken. He is 60 years old and has lived near the sea all his life. Every morning he goes fishing because it is the main source of food and income for his family. Many years ago, the ocean was cleaner and there were a lot of fish, making good catch enough fish and live a comfortable life. However, things have changed. Today, the ocean is more polluted because of human activities and plastic waste. There are fewer fish than before, and it is becoming harder for Maken to earn money. Maken spends many hours fishing, but he often comes home with only a small catch. His fishing nets are old and damaged, but he cannot afford to buy new ones. He feels worried about his future and the future of his family. Even though the situation is difficult, he still hopes that people will take better care of the ocean. Now I would like to explain what ocean acidification is. Ocean acidification happens when the ocean absorbs too much carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Because of this, water becomes more acidic. This change affects many sea animals and plants. For example, shellfish and coral reefs have difficulty growing in acidic water. These water organisms are important because they are part of the marine ecosystem. When they are damaged, many other species are also affected. As a result, fish population can decrease. This brings us to the problem statement. Ocean acidification is damaging marine ecosystem and reducing the number of fish. This creates problem for coastal communities and that depend on fishing for food and income. It can lead to poverty, food insecurity, and economic problems. Overall, ocean acidification is not only an environment problem but also a social and economic problem. We need to reduce pollution and protect our oceans so that future generations can have a healthy environment.
Now we move into the ideate phase, where our team brainstormed possible solutions to the problem we defined. After understanding Maken's struggle and the broader impact of ocean acidification on low community people, we came up with four possible solutions. First, reducing carbon dioxide emission. Second, supporting sustainable fishing practices. Third, providing educational and financial support. And fourth, strengthening ocean practices. After evaluating all four ideas, we agreed that the most practical and immediately impactful solution is providing financial aid and alternate livelihood opportunities for income of communities. This brought us the prototype phase, where we turned the solutions into something visual and tangible. We designed a mobile platform called the Coastal Sport Hub. It's a simple app built specifically for people in low communities. This app has four core features: financial support, second, skills training, third, alternate livelihood, and fourth, community resources. The user journey is straightforward. A fisherman registers using just his phone number, explores available options, applies for aid or training, receives support, and gradually builds a more stable future for his family. The expected impact includes increased home, reduced poverty, less pressure on declining fish populations, and stronger, more resilient coastal communities. Finally, we move into the test phase, where we gathered feedback on our solution. We presented our presentation to peers to of other groups and received two key pieces of feedback. One reviewer praised our clear explanation of the issue and said our arguments were strong and well structured. Another reviewer from Group 5 noted that while our solutions were generally good, they were quite broad and suggested we consider a more specific niche solution going forward. We take that feedback seriously and we agree that in real world scenario, narrowing the platform's focus, perhaps starting with just one region or one skill type, would make it more effective and easier to implement. To summarize, our team used the design thinking process to understand the real human cost of ocean acidification through Maken's story. We define the problem, ideate solutions, and prototype a platform that can create immediate, meaningful change for the communities who need it. And this is the reference page where we have three articles regarding to this problem. And thank you.